Okay, I just want to show you a quick tip for those of you who want to weld two sheets together like this. Now, as we all know, if you try and run a weld down that, you can do it in centimetre spaces. Weld there, centimetre gap, weld, gap. And then when it's cooled down, you can go back and fill it in. But that never really strong. So what I do, usually I use a joggler, which is where you put the piece of steel in here, and you see the step on it. Put the steel in, you squeeze it down, and it makes a step for you. That's fine if you want to use up to 0.8 millimeter or at a pinch 1 millimeter thick steel. But this is 1.5 and a joggler won't handle it. You can buy an air tool version which is a lot more powerful and probably would cope with 1.5 mil. But this is for people who don't want to spend money or don't have money to spend. This is how I do it. First, I've done this one already. Unfortunately the camera didn't work, so I've got to go over it again. What I do is I place this on the edge like so, clamp it down with a nice heavy piece of steel, couple of clamps on it. Always leave 2 millimeters more than you actually intend to have left over. So if you want a centimeter, you mark it on 12. Then with the clamps on, you hammer it down until it's at right angles, like that. Then when you've done it, as this one is, it's at right angles. You then turn it over, so that will be sticking up like that. You put the piece you want to butt it up to right up against the crease, so it's really firm against it. Clamp it down again either side, and then gently, going from side to side, bend it back down again with a hammer. Then when it's virtually in place, I get a heavy piece of steel like this, clamp it down, clamp that down, and then go along until you're satisfied that it's flat. Then you turn it over, and there you've got your step, which a joggler normally makes. Needs to go down there just a little bit more to bring that back to flat. There you've got your step in it. You put it on like that. Again, clamp it down. Make sure it's nice and flush against there. You can even tilt that end up if you want, like so. You drill holes. I use about a size 8 drill. Drill holes through just this one, through there. Then you line it up. Once again, making sure it's hard up against the beginning of the bend, like so. Then you clamp it across there, plug weld through the holes onto the other piece, and when it's done, you turn it over. You have a perfectly flat surface. This is also a lot stronger, very much stronger than if you were to butt weld it. So what you end up with is that. As you can see, it's completely flat and strong. So there you are, that's that. Now this is the floor panel, which I've already joggled, if you like. This is the flange that butts up against the sill, like so. Again, holes all the way through, about every 3 centimeters, so you can plug weld onto the sill. That's the bit that slips underneath. You see the flange there? So I can't slide it underneath because I haven't got the floor up yet, but just to give you an idea, this obviously will slide under the floor, but I haven't managed to get that end up yet. Move that out of the way. So that will slide up under there and underneath the floor there. Drill holes all the way through, about every 4 centimeters on a big run like that. Slide that underneath. You've already drilled this one. Slide it underneath. What I do is I get a steel bar on a jack underneath to push it up, and then you just weld through and you've got your floor complete. That's the center strut which holds the seat. What I do here is I put a 15mm piece of steel underneath there, sheet steel bent to fit in there. Plug weld it 4 times so it sticks out about 1 centimeter. You plug weld, make holes here as well so you can locate it, plug weld through, grind it down with your pad, and then run a seam all the way around there, grind that down till it's flat, again with your 80 grit flat, and you will never know that that has been joined if you do it well. There we are, just a quick idea of a tip for you.